Welcome to this week's episode. In this episode, we talk to Trapo, a working musician from southeast of Los Angeles. You want to know more about the podcast, please follow us on Instagram at The Creative Podcast 2020. Enjoy the episode. Welcome to this episode. I talked to Trapo, a working musician from the southeast of Los Angeles. In this interview, Trapo and I sit on his couch, surrounded by musical equipment and fish tanks. We talk about playing in a popular band in Los Angeles in the 90s and early 2000s. Here's my conversation with Trapo.
Well, my name is Trapo. I was born in Hollywood, California. And I was raised in the projects in East Los. Then we moved to Maywood when I was probably like 3. And then from Maywood, my parents got divorced, so we ended up living here in Bell.
Oh, cool. Wow. So you were born in Hollywood?
I was born in Hollywood, yeah.
At the Cedar Sinai? Or?
No, at the Kaiser on Sunset.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's been that long.
Yeah.
That place has been. Yeah, I spent some time in Kaiser and Sunset, too. Yeah. Cool, man. So when did you start playing guitar? Like, you're like I will call you a working musician. You know, you work and you play music.
Yes. Yeah. I started playing guitar when I was probably like 7.
Oh, wow.
But I guess I just always wanted to entertain people. That was my thing. I always wanted to be an entertainer. And I used to always want to like sing or play play guitar or play drums or play something, you know. So I ended up my parents got me a guitar probably when I was like 7. Mm-hmm. But I know how to tune it, I didn't know how to play, so I would just grab it and just act like I was playing, you know. But I would like start strumming it and stuff, and then when I turned probably about 12 or 13, my best friend's dad, he actually started teaching me how to do chords and stuff. But before that, he taught me everything about the guitar first, like how to fix it, how to restring it, the purpose of the notes, like the circles of fifths. He taught me like all kinds, like the theory, I guess, before he would actually let me pick up guitar and like show me notes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess I pretty much started learning how to play guitar when I was like 13, pretty much. Mm-hmm. But I've always had a passion for it since I was like 7.
Oh, wow. So what was some of the music was played when you were growing up? What's your first memory of the music?
It's rancheras and cumbias.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. My parents, that's all they listen to. Rancheras and cumbias. My mom's a big Juan Gabriel fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
And my dad's a big ranchera fan. And then when you go to parties and stuff, you listen to all the cumbias to get people, dancing and all that crap and shit. So
yeah,
that's pretty much what it was.
So growing up in Maywood and stuff like that throughout the Southeast. So could you explain to people what a backyard party is?
What a backyard party is?
Yeah. How would you describe it? Because it...
I guess it's just like... It's a party in your backyard, pretty much, Yeah. You bring your family over, you get a bunch of beers or a keg of beer. You got a DJ there, no DJ, then you have a stereo with a cassette player, Yeah. Depends on the situation. If it's a birthday, you have piñatas, If it's a quinceañera, then you have the vals and all that crap, But that's pretty much what the backyard party is.
Usually people think of backyards as like more serene, they have like the tables, but like for instance, somebody that lives in like the East Coast, they don't see as a backyard as a space where they could throw a party.
Yeah. Because most of the backyards in the East Coast are pretty small. Some of them are small. Of course, you have your ones that have big ass area and stuff, but it's cold out there sometimes, It snows and stuff, so you don't really have people chilling it outside.
So it's kind of like unique kind of thing to the Southwest.
Yeah, I mean over here, I'm sure in Florida, I think they party out a lot, so like all night and stuff, like a 24-hour party kind of thing.
Wow.
But over here, that's what it is. The backyard party is a backyard party.
Yeah. So backyard party. Because also, at 13, what kind of music did you start getting into other than your parents' music?
I started listening a lot to, before I was 13, like when I was like 8 or 9, I guess. Mm-hmm. I would listen to a lot of mod music, The Cure, Depeche Mode, New Wave. I'm the youngest of 4. Mm-hmm. So my sister, who's like 10 years older than me, she actually introduced me a lot to that kind of music. Oh, wow. So I listen to the Smiths, I listen to Depeche Mode, I listen to Pet Shop Boys, to Duran Duran, Culture Club. So I listened to all that kind of music. Then I had my brothers who were all into like kind of like My older brother was into kind of like the rockabilly kind of scene, stuff like that. Then my other brother was into the rap scene, the hip hop scene, your NWA, your Dr. Dre, your stuff like that, you know. So I listened to all that kind of music.
Yeah. So this is all like late 80s, early 90s, right?
Yeah, late 80s, yeah, early 90s.
Yeah. So this is all cassette trading and like
Pretty much, yeah. Cassette and LPs.
LPs, yeah. And was one of your your brother in the rockabilly and stuff? He was into that. Was he ever part of like a party crew?
No.
No.
He wasn't, no.
No. Like a rockabilly?
No, not that I'm aware of.
No.
He's 9 years older than me, so no, not really.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because I know during that time there was like kind of like party crews where like
there was always those. Yeah, there's always been around.
Yeah,
those party crews.
Yeah,
or just like the crews and stuff, you know.
Yeah, like the new wave crews and stuff like that.
Yeah, Simon. Yeah, your skaters, your punkers, all that. Yeah.
So you had a pretty good understanding of the music of new wave. So you kind of like did you listen to rancheras or were you like, oh, that's my parents' music?
Pretty much, yeah. That's my parents' music. Yeah. But then you start appreciating more when you become older and stuff. You know, when you actually play music yourself, you become, I guess, more aware. Well, at least myself, you know, I became more aware of other types of music out there. You know, so I started listening to all types of music. But when I was when I got into high school, that's when I got into, I guess, punk rock and ska and reggae a little bit more. So and then that's when I guess how people say, you know, you find yourself. So I guess that's when I kind of found myself, you know, which I'm still looking for myself. But that's pretty much that's how I got into punk and stuff, you know, through high school and stuff, through my friends.
So what high school did you go to?
I went to Bell.
Oh, you went to Bell? Wow. So Bell graduate.
Yeah.
So what years did you go?
I graduated in 96, so 92 to 96.
92, 96. So, wow. Were you, obviously you were around. Do you remember the 92 riots?
Oh, yeah. I remember the 92 riots.
Do you remember what you were doing?
I was at Venice Beach.
Oh, you Venice Beach?
Yeah. I was with my friend, his family. We went to Venice Beach. And then we're walking the boardwalk. And then one of the little puestos right there, like somebody had the radio on or the TV. And that's when they said, you know, not guilty. And my friend's mom just looked at us and said, you know what, let's get the hell out of here, dude. We got to jam.
Yeah?
Like, vámonos, yeah. And on the way over here, we just started seeing, like, people gathering around. They started, like, throwing stuff like that. But we weren't, like, I guess it was barely getting started, you know. And we just got home. And that's when you start seeing everything on the news and stuff, you know. We're like, damn, we're just that area and shit, you know. Yeah. But that's my experience with it.
Yeah. When you were in school, did anybody talk about it?
Yeah, everybody talked about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did people think, oh, it's going to show up to Bell?
Well, I mean, you kind of get scared and stuff, you know, but whether it does or doesn't. But I know there was a Safeway right there on Slauson that got burned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Maywood.
Maywood.
You remember? Gas station? No, it was a Safeway. It's a Superior now. It was on Fishburne and Slauson. Yeah. That shit got torched.
Yeah, wow. I remember that, yeah.
And it was the time of the riots.
Yeah, wow.
So whether that was associated with the riots or not, it was just... Yeah. But it's just kind of like coincidental and shit, you know?
Yeah. Wow. So how did you get into punk rock? You were telling me like you got into punk rock and reggae and stuff.
My friends in high school, I started hanging around with punkers and skaters and stuff. So and then that's when I started getting into it. I hung around with two girls, and one of them was into punk rock a lot. The other one was into like goth, like Bajas and Susie and the Banshees and all that. But and then I just started liking punk rock. I started playing in a band when I was 13, but it wasn't punk rock. It was kind of like alternative, I guess. It was with three girls and me and some guy, so I don't even know if you could call it a band because it was just mostly like hanging out and stuff like that, you know. But that's when I got into punk rock, when I was like 13, when I got into high school.
Do you know what the first band you got into?
I don't know what the first band I got into, but my favorite band is Op Ivy and Rancid.
Oh, okay.
So I got into them, and then I know I got into Green Day before they became Green Day, I guess.
So the Kerplunk.
The what?
Kerplunk?
The Kerplunk, yeah. Well, actually Dookie, and then from Dookie, that's when I heard Kerplunk and 2,000 Light Years Away.
Yeah,
the other one they have. And then that's when they got big after that. I saw them at Lollapalooza in 94.
Wow. 94, wow.
Yeah, they actually opened up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So during the 90s, so you started the first band. Did you start after that? Did you start kind of like branching out to other musicians?
Not till after high school. I was with them during my high school years, and then after high school, I moved to Tennessee for like a year, and then I came back, and my friends wanted to start a punk band, so they nominated me to play bass. So that's when I switched over to bass when I was 18, and we started a punk band called Against, and then We used to play a lot of backyard gigs, and there used to be a place, I forgot what it's called now. The Anarchy, I think it was called. No, that's over there in Downey, huh? There was some place in Long Beach in LA, Long Beach and 42nd Street. I forgot what it's called, but we used to play there a lot too, and a lot of backyards. And
Was it the Poison Apple?
No, I don't think it was called the Poison Apple. I don't know what it's called. I forgot.
Yeah.
We played there a couple times though.
Okay, cool.
And then that was when I started playing, and then I played for a while after that.
Yeah. How many bands have you been?
I've been in a couple bands, probably about 10.
10?
Yeah.
I think one of the most notable bands you played, according to me, is Chencha Berinches.
I played with Chencha Berinches, yes.
Yeah. Can you tell a little bit about how was that,
It was fun. It was great, actually. It was a great experience, I played with Chencha Berinches from, I guess, 2000 or 99 to about 2004, yeah. 2004, 2005, around there. And then after that, I still played with them off and on for a couple years after that. But it was a good time, man. It was a great experience. We did 2 CDs, a couple music videos. We played a lot. A lot of venues. We opened up for a lot of great bands. And it was something that I cherish a lot.
Because you also made a TV appearance, right? An LA TV.
We made a lot of TV experiences, yeah. We came out on Fox TV, Fox 11 News. On LA TV, we would come out a lot. Probably about 4 or 5 times that I can remember. Yeah.
And all this was before the internet, so
before the internet, yeah.
Yeah. So
we come on Telemundo too on some channel, yeah. Yeah, the dude still has a show. He comes out on El Gordo y la Flaca.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the guys from there. He had like when he was starting off, he was doing like some morning newscast kind of thing. Not like a Despierta America kind of thing. It was kind of like a Lente Loco kind of thing, but like he had like a segment kind of thing. But he would interview bands or interview artists and stuff like that. So he ended up interviewing us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah. Do you remember like the first flyer you saw that that kind of like got your attention? Because we're talking about pre-internet, so there's no Photoshop. If there is, it's super expensive. Everything's kind of like...
Oh, yeah, everything was hand done. Yeah, you would make flyers, and then you would fucking take them to liquor store or something, and you would just make copies, and then just cut them in half or something like that, and just pass them out. Yeah. All the flyers looked like a... I don't know, they were interesting, I guess. Kind of looked like a child did them sometimes, But yeah, that's what they were, they were punk rock flyers, like Union would play, Majority Rules, Teenage Rage, like they would just do the flyers and that's it,
Yeah.
That's how it was.
And the maps were hand drawn.
The maps were hand drawn, yeah. Sometimes, yeah, they would just put lines with the streets.
Yeah.
Here's Whittier, here's Record Avenue, or here's Indiana, Arizona, and then that's how you would get to the ferry, to the gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also sometimes there's somebody's phone number.
It would be a phone number or a pager.
Yeah.
Or if you call the pager, they would leave like a voicemail and they would just give you directions to get there and stuff like that. You got there.
Wow. So how so you say you played with Chencha. Like how many did you guys tour a lot?
We toured we did a lot of local tours. We went to like Mexicali, TJ and stuff like that. We did a lot of I guess domestic tours too. Like we played Tennessee, Texas, Chicago. After I left, they traveled more to like New York, and I think they went to like Wisconsin and stuff like that. But yeah, we traveled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was one of the most memorable shows that you can remember, like that you thought, wow, this is...
I love playing with Maldita Vecindad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We had the privilege of playing with Maldita Vecindad a lot. We played with them a lot. And I remember playing with them at Long Beach at the Volt 350, and that was a good show. Great show. I guess not the show as much, but the people you hung around with, And also, too, we played once in Con El Tri. We did a tour with them, and we played in San Jose. It was like some shoreline arena kind of thing. That was pretty awesome. It was dope.
So Edgar was telling me that you're also a father.
I'm a father, yes. I have 2 beautiful daughters.
Yes. So how was that when you became a father and then were you still playing the band?
Yes, I was still playing bands, yes.
So how were you, like what kind of balance you had to do?
Family first, My daughters came first, yeah. I guess that's why I kind of stopped playing with Chencha, because I had my first daughter in 2000. And then we did 2 albums and stuff, and the thing, it was just With Chencha, we weren't all really like friends and stuff, you know. Like we wouldn't all fucking hang out. We wouldn't be like, hey, what's going on? How was your day? It was just like, here's rehearsal. We're gonna do these songs. We're gonna write songs. People brought music. We did. It was kind of like it was work kind of thing, you know. Didn't get paid for it, but it was kind of work, you know. And then there was a point where we were gonna go to Europe, and then we weren't gonna go. We were gonna go. We weren't gonna go. Then we weren't gonna go. So nobody talked to nobody. I would try to call people like, hey, are we gonna rehearse? They're like, no, we're not doing nothing. Nobody's doing anything. I'm like, the fuck, you know. So, and then all of a sudden the Europe trip was back, you know. We're going back to Europe, and I was like, I'm not going to go to Europe, you know. I can't go, and then we're going to go for like a month to come back to this, you know. It's like, I guess it's kind of like an eye-opener, you know. Like, I had my daughter, and I had to work. I had to have a job, you know. I had a job then. It was pretty good and stuff, and I didn't want to just quit my job to leave to Europe for like a month and then come back and look for another job and stuff, you know. It's like, what's the point, you know? So that was pretty much how it was. So I chose my daughters. I chose to, you know, if they couldn't guarantee me that it was going to be something that was going to provide for my family and stuff, then it wasn't something that I really was interested in, you know. So that's when I started losing interest in Chencha.
And playing in bands and stuff like that.
No, I still played in other bands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I still played.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I ended up playing like in 10 bands, you know, because I played like in a Spanish rock band. After I left, I wasn't really doing good because I got addicted to meth.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I had to get cleaned up from that. So, and then a couple of musicians, but I was still keep in touch with them, like Santos from Santos de Los Angeles. So he reached out to me, and I started playing with him for a while. And then he was gonna start touring and getting a little bit more serious and stuff like that. So again, I had my daughter and stuff, you know. So we just parted ways. I ended up playing with another Spanish rock band. It's just I played with a lot of bands like locally and stuff, you know. I try to play as local as I can because my daughter, I had to be around for my daughter and stuff, you know.
I'm gonna take it back to the early '90s. So early '90s, we saw this kind of like a rise of rock en español.
Rock en español, yeah, toco rock.
Yeah, exactly. Could you talk a little bit about that? Like, how? Because for me, that's where I kind of got into, like, you know, like Maná and Maldita and Panteón Rococo and all that stuff.
All that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it was just I guess it was something bound to happen, you know. Because honestly, if you think about it, I mean, Spanish music's always been around and stuff, you know. I guess it just got popularized around here and stuff, you know. I guess there was just a lot of Latinos out here that came from El DF or from Mexico, and they brought that over here, you know. Because I remember in the '90s we used to go to a club in Downey called Toco Rock.
Oh, okay.
And one of our friends was a DJ, and he would DJ there, and we would go, and that's where I pretty much learned about a lot of this. Maldita Vecindad, Nanitos Verdes, Héroes de Silencio. You have all these other bands, you know. Pastilla I knew because of Chencha, because we played with them. But La Ley, you hear about all these other bands and stuff, you know. So it's pretty much, that's where I found out about rock en español, you know. That was my introduction to it. And then when you would go to other clubs, I guess, like, I wasn't really much into the club scene. But, like, once in a while, once I went to Vertigos, and there was a bunch of, it's rock en español, you know. You go to other clubs, and it's rock en español. You go to bars or, you know, the Stardust, that's where I used to always go and stuff, and it's like, it's always rock en español and stuff, you know. And I guess it was just bound to happen, you know. You have a lot of people here that are Latinos that came from whatever part, you know, El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico, and they're here, and that's the music that we listen to, you know. So that's what they bring. Yeah. But like Maldita's been around since like the '80s and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
They've been around forever and stuff, you know. But I guess that was like the most breakthrough ska band that came from Mexico and stuff, you know. Because then you have Víctimas, Doctor Cerebro. You got the bigger one that's Café Tacuba, you know. You got Fabulosos Cadillacs, while they're from Argentina and stuff, but they pretty much, the door got opened up and stuff, you know.
So it's interesting that, you know, like you say, all these Latinos kind of like converged in LA, and that's the music they listen to. It's like rock en español.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
The younger crowd.
Yeah, the younger crowd.
Because then you have the older ones, like my parents that came and they listened to the rancheras and
yeah,
stuff.
so
like
they
that,
kept their like music from the old country.
From the old kind of thing, like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But then my mom, like I told you, she liked Juan Gabriel, she liked Enrique Guzman, who at that time was doing kind of like, if you listen to his music, it's kind of like surf rock. So it's interesting. Like, it's not really too far from what people were doing here and stuff at that time, you know. Like, you got Dick Dale and stuff like that, and it kind of reminds me of Enrique Guzman when you listen to it and stuff, you know. So it's not, like I said, it was just bound to happen, you know. Cultures were bound to clash.
So,
Do you remember the venue? What's it called? Peter Piper's on Pacific.
Peter Piper's Pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many shows do you guys play there?
Too many. And we probably played there like 10 times. And then we played we played there. I remember the stage they used to put all the tables together.
Oh,
to make
really?
it to stage, yeah. That's why it was kind of interesting. Yeah, but we played there a couple shows. Yeah. Our friend Alex used to do shows there with Warning Production. And my friend Oscar with One Shot Records did a lot of shows too.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Schism and all that.
Schism and all that, yeah.
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 Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Or you want to bring up?
Well, from the Peter, what's it called? Peter Piper's Pizza. They went to the Allen Theater in Southgate.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's where all the ska and punk rock shows were at.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. How many shows did you play? You should play there.
A lot of shows. Probably like 20, 30 shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we always play there.
Yeah. So it was like an old theater, movie theater, and
A movie theater, yeah.
Yeah,
And some guy named John bought it up with my bad, sorry, excuse me. With Our House Production, and he used to always do shows in Linwood at some hall.
Oh,
Atlantic.
yeah. I
That's
remember
in the
that.
105.
Yeah.
Right there. There was like a little hall, and he used to always do shows there. And then it got to the point where it was just too many people. He couldn't keep all the people there. So he got the Allen Theater, and it was a bigger venue and stuff.
Yeah, and all these were all Latino audience members. Like people was primarily.
It was pretty much, yeah, Hispanic people, because everybody from here, you know. You got people from Bell, Southgate, HP, that were always there, you know. When I was playing for Chencha, we played there a lot, and then I worked at Huntington High School also for as a teacher assistant. So I knew a lot of the kids that would go to shows and stuff like that, you know. So it was a great experience for me playing with Chencha, because I guess I got the best of both worlds, you know. Like I got to play with them, and then I worked at a school where I kind of influence people, you know. So when you influence them positively, it makes you feel good, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess that was my experience from Chencha, you know.
And you guys also played backyard shows.
We played backyard shows, yeah. Not with Chencha that much, because when I got with them, it was already at a point where that was kind of already done with. We would play mostly clubs, like JC Fandangos. We played the Allen Theater. We played the House of Blues, the Key Club, the Roxy. We played the Irvine Amphitheater. We played like bigger venues and stuff, you know. Like that was the goal of Chencha at that time, you know. But with the backyard gigs, it was always with the band Against, and then I hung around a lot with Teenage Rage, which was a punk band back then. Oh yeah. One of my friends was a singer, and they had a clique called the Goon Squad, and it was like 4 or 5 punk bands, and there was just shows every weekend. Oh wow. So it was a lot of punk gigs.
So a lot of backyard gigs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All over LA.
Union Teresa came out from there.
I was gonna bring that up right now.
Union
Yeah.
Teresa,
Yeah. Like so when you're in high school, did you go see them?
Yeah, my senior year in high school, I would always see them. They were just called Union before.
Yeah.
That was their name, Union.
Yeah.
But then when they got signed and they were going to start recording, there was that band, the Spanish rock band called La Unión. So they kind of, you know, so that's when they said Union Trece, because it's, I guess, you know, the hood or whatever, you know, East Los or Boyle Heights, you put the Trece, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, the name changed or whatever, but it's the same music and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, they were actually a metal band before.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
were
know
metal.
that. Yeah.
And then became a punk band.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What kind of metal? Like just like a thrash metal?
Like, yeah,
Wow.
metal. You know how, the metal. Yeah. And then, but I mean, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when East Los Presents.
East Los Presents, yeah.
I remember that record came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to their record release party at Painter Hall in East Los on Soto and Chavez. There's a little hall right there. It was dope. The guys from Rancid were there. They actually produced their album.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Lars and Tim, so they were there, and then it was good. It was cool. It's a lot of memories. It was fun. Yeah.
Any words of wisdom to the younger punk and metalhead kids?
Just remember, you know, while the party's going, life is going on. So just remember priorities, I guess, you know. It's something I didn't do, and it's something that I guess I could tell them from experience. Make sure you have something to fall back on, you know. Like for me, music was never something that I saw myself doing to make a living off of, you know. If I could, I would, but it never really got to that point. So I always made sure I could God gave me the ability to work. He gave me a mind to think with and stuff. So that's my first thing, I always have to work, make sure I have food on the table, or make sure if I have to pitch in for my daughters or whatever, then I'm able to do that. And music's going to always be there no matter what, Music for me was a salvation. It was a way to not get into gangs or not become a cholo and stuff. Music helped me stay alive, So I guess for younger musicians, just appreciate the music and don't do it just to get drunk or just to, pick up on chicks and this and that. Do it because it's meaningful. It's something that's going to help you out, that you should be able to help others out with. That's pretty much it.
It's a good way to end this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being
No problem,
on the
man. Thanks for
podcast.
having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for listening to this season's of the Creative Podcast Los Angeles edition. Please follow us on Instagram at the Creatives Podcast 2020 for updates and more content. Thanks for listening.